Alright, so I am headed to the gym. I am taking this video like literally one day after I uploaded the last one because I need to get another video out, and the last one took so long to get done because I had to wait for the chance to take that intro. But now that the intro's done, that's obviously the last time I'm gonna have to do that until my next series. So we are going to the other gym today. I'm gonna do some chest and back, which I'm super excited for because I haven't done chest and back at this gym in like well over a year, but they do have a very nice Smith machine, so I probably am going to be doing some incline Smith on that. And then they have my hammer strength plate loaded incline too, so I'll probably be doing that as well. We'll see when we get there. We'll see what we're going to do. Anyways, I can't drive on the highway while recording because it's not safe, and highway patrols out here, and also I need to listen to music to stimulate my brain. I can't drive without listening to music, so I am going to shut off the camera now so I don't get demonetized for playing songs, and I will see you guys over there. Well, things were going great, and then I realized that I have like no gas in my tank, so I shut my music off. It kind of killed my vibe, so we gotta stop and get some gas before we get to the gym if I ever get a chance to turn. Slight inconvenience, but it's okay. It'll give the pre-workout some extra time to kick in, right? All right, we are back on track, and I can feel the beta-alanine like cooking my nerve endings, so we gotta get there ASAP. This is what I was talking about. So every Smith machine is different. So I did Smith machine last week, but I still did the Smith machine this week. Since it's a little bit of a different strength curve, it feels like a different exercise to my body, which it's obviously not, but I kind of use that as a way to switch things up without really switching them up. Figured I'd go ahead and turn this bench around so you guys can actually see me and I'm not just staring at the wall. This Smith machine is heavier than the one that I usually use, so I usually go up to about I've gone up as high as 335 on incline for like 5, but that was obviously peak bulk. We're still coming off the show. This is heavier. I'm gonna throw a 275 on, see how it feels. Yeah, way heavier. That's good then. Don't have to move as many plates. Is it around? Yeah. Should be around. I tell you what's different about like every Smith machine too is the ring position.
Yeah.
So you never.
This is too far in, honestly, based on the other bars.
Yeah. Well, I feel this a little more in my triceps, but I kind of take it as like a changing up your program sort of a deal.
Absolutely. Well, when I do it, I feel the same thing. I feel it way more in my triceps, like a close grip incline.
Yeah. So
you're thinking about 5 to 6.
Yeah. The other thing too is adjusting that bench into position. It's always going to be a little different unless you mark it on the floor with chalk, which I did at my gym, and then my dad got mad.
Come on, let's go. You got big breath, big push, let's go. Come on. Push it out. There you go.
Solid.
That was solid.
So good.
Good job.
Did I tell you that I got 365 on flat like right before I started prep?
Yes. That's fucking awesome, dude. That's really awesome.
Just to put in perspective how long it's been since I hit chest and back at this gym, I think that the last time I hit chest and back, I was like hard pressed to do 245 on here for like 4. So, needless to say, it's been a while. I really just want to go to 315, and I could do it, but it's not really bodybuilding conducive to do 3 reps, maybe 4. So I went to the junior section and got the 2.5s. Just kidding, y'all really thought I was going to do 2.5s on a pressing movement.
Up in there?
Yeah.
Thinking around you.
Yeah. Y'all should put a mirror back there.
Sure, or something. It's supposed to.
I thought this is your job, you do everything, right?
Most of it. There we go. Oh yeah, come on. Dig in, come on. Push. Let's force this next one, let's go. All right, drive it. Come on. There you go.
You got it in you to help me with one?
Yeah, let's go. Woo! Nice job.
We're gonna catch you tearing your bicep on camera, helping me.
I just use some right there.
So typically I do like 3 top sets and they're pretty heavy. But like back when I did the bro split or whatever, I would have done 225 for like a set or 2 of high reps. But I found that if I did that, for instance on Monday, by Thursday I was still sore. So I just kind of get in there, push, and then move on, you know?
You said you had good growth with lower reps, right?
Yeah, in the off season when I'm getting enough food in, yeah.
See, so I think if you're getting good growth and you can train more frequently, I mean, if you think about it, let's say your max reps on day 1 of chest, doing the bro split at high reps, call it 120 reps, right?
Yeah.
Or let's just call it 100.
Across like 5 sets?
Yeah, but realistically, now you gotta wait 7 days to come back around and train it again.
Right.
But if you were able to train it a little bit higher intensity, you know, wherever you find that is, with lower repetitions and train it twice, you're stimulating it more often.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you're still close to the total amount of volume or working volume you would in just 1 day.
And it's also, what I kind of think of is it's like track athletes, like they don't go and do like their entire week's workout on Monday.
Right.
They'll have like they'll do maybe like wickets on Monday because they had like a meet or whatever that weekend before, so they're tired. Then they have Tuesday, they'll ramp it up a little bit, and Wednesday they'll do, like, they split it up through the week.
And that will taper in and taper down.
Right. Yeah, they'll taper back down on Thursday, Friday for the meet, so, you know.
Did you play football?
Yeah.
I mean, you know how sometimes on your game, well, high school, games on Friday, you're not practicing on Friday, this is game day. Thursday's a light day anyway.
Thursday's like a walkthrough.
Right.
It's like a half shell
So
day.
you're resting Saturday, Sunday, and Monday you're going in, you're working hard, you're hitting.
Right.
Tuesday you're kind of doing the same thing. Wednesday you taper off a little bit on the hitting. You know, you're still going to condition, but then Thursday is just your walkthrough.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of the same type of paradigm.
So this gym is a little more cramped, so I'm having to be super creative with where I put my camera. It comes down to like, do I want to show you guys my face or the weights that I'm moving? Because I can't have both in the frame. We'll try a different angle. All right, upon further review, that angle is pretty good, so we're just switching sides. It's like all compact, but the strength curve is center grab. I don't know. This is heavier. You guys ready to see me do a 1 rep max on back? I have no idea how foreplay is going to move on here. It's been, like I said, 2 years. Most people would be upset that they come to a different gym and shit's heavier because every gym's different, but honestly for me, it's kind of a relief because I was getting to the point in my gym where on our version of this, I'm pushing like 6 plates for like 12 and I'm running out of room on the sleeve. I'm like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do from here? Put bands on, attached to the wall? I don't know. So it's nice. It's humbling and it's a nice little reset. Probably the best upper chest exercise ever made, and I used to not do it because it was a machine. Machines are for babies. No, it was time to grow up and get past that mindset. guessed. So this is actually one of my favorite things to do for upper back. It's a little like, how do I put it? It's not super conventional, but I just do a close grip, pull down on this, and really pinch those traps. You'll see. Did you see that thing? Apparently, I think there was like a new study. It was like debunking the whole time under tension thing. Did you see that? It's like a new study that I didn't look into it, but I saw it.
Who was talking about it?
Well, what I've kind of seen here lately on like TikTok and stuff is like, you know, Mike Isertel and all this. People are like starting to kind of be like, maybe this was like a little bit too extreme and all this stuff, because I see a lot of people starting to like disagree with this stuff because of this new study, and saying that this insane stretch and all that isn't necessary for growth.
Right.
Like, there's this other guy, this bodybuilding pro, it's like Eric Janicki, and he does these crazy stretches on like flies. Like he gets the foam roller and then sets the bench like 20,000 feet in front of the machine. And he's big, so it's like when you're big, it's easier to sell whatever because you're big.
Right.
So people are like, well, obviously that's why. That all that's apparently.
You always have to ask yourself, when somebody is trying to tell you something, are they actually giving me information, or are they giving me the information they want me to have so that I can buy whatever it is they're selling?
Well, it's all business. I mean,
I know, it has to be. You could classify that as different things. Is that time under tension on every rep? Meaning, yes, if you increase the range of motion, muscle is underneath tension longer because the range of motion is longer.
Yeah.
But then it's like, all right, does that time under tension also correlate with the amount of repetitions and the amount of load? Because load and intensity are also important as well, because you could do 100 of these fucking things, but you're not going to get a whole lot of growth. You're training more conditioning and endurance than you are growth, because you're not actually stressing it. So the hardest reps are what, the last 10 of 100, or the last 50 of 100?
Right.
You know, so there also has to be length under tension at what intensity?
Yeah.
Right? Because there are intensities that you can sit here and do this shit till the cows come home. You don't get growth out of that. Now you get, I'll back up.
Yeah,
From a hypertrophy standpoint, you may get some sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, which is way more volumizing in the form of fluid, but not myofibrillar, which is thickness of the muscle fibers.
Which is where you get the like more full versus more dense look.
Correct.
Like people who lift heavier or denser. Like Dorian, and some of it's genetic, but he had that dense, grainy look.
Correct.
You know?
And then
versus
you have guys
like,
who are rounder and fuller and softer looking.
That like all the guys today, I feel like. A lot of the men's open guys are more like that.
Well, and you might see.
And they all train like the super scientific way now, but none of them have that hard, grainy look like Ronnie did.
Because they're not dense.
Yeah.
But we also know that partial range of motion still have a high amount of growth in them. So if you ever watch a lot of bodybuilders, especially when you're doing chest, okay? As a power lifter, I got to train with the full range of motion because I have to complete the rep. Hypertrophy is not my goal, but it is a byproduct of maybe how I train, right? For a bodybuilder who wants to focus on strength or hypertrophy in the chest, it makes sense to stay in this range of motion with the stretch in here, because when I start getting further here, I'm really not getting a whole lot more in the pec. I'm finishing with my triceps.
Right.
So then movement is then limited by my tricep strength and everything else. So that makes sense as to why you see guys doing partials.
Yeah.
Right? For the same reason why it would make sense to do the same fucking thing on squats when you're doing partial range of motion. Because the deeper I get into a squat, I'm taking then, not that the quads are not involved in a deeper squat, but you're going to hit your hamstrings and hips a lot harder in your low back.
Well, you got to think too about longevity of joints and stuff.
True.
If you get 5% more growth out of going deeper on everything and as low as possible, then that's great. But what happens when you get injured and then the guy doing the not full range of motion ends up being able to pass you because he never got hurt?
So one of the things that I learned, from experience is the reason bodybuilding is the way that it is for a lot of what you just mentioned. And whereas if you're training for a sport or other type of performance, power and or strength, that may be predicated based on what the sport requires based on a range of motion. Bodybuilding is like, how do I not rupture a tendon? How do I save my joints? And how do I get the most bang out of every buck? So if I have to break the lower body into 10 different movements in order to be able to do that, I will. But for a sport person or a strength athlete or a power athlete like Olympic weightlifters, I'm going to do a squat and I'm going to do a hinge, and that's all. You see what I mean? And I got to do it with the right or the necessary range of motion for the event.
All right, so this is now Friday. I filmed the workout on Thursday. Right after that workout, I had to go straight to work, and then the rest of my day was just kind of busy. So I did not finish filming yesterday, but that's life. Just happens sometimes. So, but today I did shoulders and arms, solid workout. One thing that I wanted to say was something that I've noticed coming back from prep, because obviously in prep I was still going heavy, for sure. Definitely probably heavier than I should have been going. But I didn't have the full energy to do as many sets and stuff like that. Now that I have all the energy back in the off season because I'm eating again, I have noticed a little bit of a flare up in my elbows from doing all the pressing and then the heavy triceps and all this stuff. So what I did today for triceps was I did some pretty high reps, 16, even I did a couple sets of even 20 when I was warming up on like push downs and stuff like that. But that being said, I normally would not choose that high of a rep range because, I would be thinking, oh, that rep range isn't going to get me any muscle growth, whatever. I'm going to tell you right now, my triceps are probably as sore as they've ever been. The point of this is just to let you guys know that sometimes switching things up and doing what you don't think is going to work might actually work better. So don't be afraid to try stuff that is new. Don't be like me and wait till you're not hurt, but, not feeling 100% before you try something new, because it actually balances out pretty well. I'd rather go higher reps on arms than higher reps on chest, because I do believe that chest responds better to a slightly lower rep range, meaning like 8 to 12 and not 16. So I don't think 16 reps for chest is very beneficial unless it's like flies or something. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to head over to my PT chiropractic guy. We do decompression So I'm going to do decompression. I do that twice a week right now, just for overall health. And then I'm also going to do probably some deep tissue massage, which I try to do at least once a week. And that is about it. I'm going to head over to the gym after, do my second session, which is just abs and calves. I'm sticking with the ab training in the off season this year. I have never done that before, but I want to have some pretty shredded abs at the next show. And you obviously need muscle there for it to be as visible as possible. So this last show I had good abs, but they can always be better. So we're going to build them up a little bit more, and then hopefully get even leaner next time, and be able to display an even better set. So that is it for today, and I will see you guys later.